Sorry for the confusion and the rescheduling that happened. So, if you are waiting for the BSDS session, this is not it. This is the mobile development with compact framework 3.5 session. This was rescheduled for tomorrow today. And my name is Abhinav. I work as a mobility consultant with Microsoft, specifically Microsoft Global Services in Hyderabad. And this is what I do. I do basically full-time mobility development using compact framework and the latest technologies from Microsoft. Just before we begin, I'd just like to do a quick survey and get an idea of, so how many of you have done development with Windows Mobile before? Okay, that's better than most places. And how many of you are familiar with the Microsoft IDE Visual Studio? Alright, so everyone's done development with Visual Studio, which is cool. This is what the session is going to cover. So the agenda of the session is, we're going to do a quick tour of the platform. We're going to take a look to what is Windows Mobile, what is Compact 3.5, how does it fit in with the rest of Microsoft technologies, compare it with the desktop bits. That's the theory bit. We're going to take a look at the tools, Visual Studio emulators, but we're going to take a look at the tools along with the demo. So I'm going to show you the tools while I'm doing the demo. I'm not much of a slide person, so it's going to be a lot of demos, there's going to be a lot of coding, so send my regards to the demo boards, hope everything works. Alright, so before that, this is the agenda, that's what I've set up. If there's anything specific you would like me to cover, or anything specific points you'd like to know about, let me know, interrupt me, let me know that's something we can take it up. Depending upon time, we definitely can take it up. I usually run through the session very quick, so there's usually some time left for it, something else to put in. Right off the bat, the Windows Mobile architecture. Now, there's a lot of confusion around what is Windows Mobile. You've heard of Windows CE. So, what is Windows Mobile and what is Windows CE? So, this, what I try to represent is, when you look at your basic .NET framework on the desktop, what it works is, I'm trying to relate to that. You've got a Windows operating system at this level, you've got the CLR at this level, you've got the compact framework, you write code against the compact framework. That's pretty much exactly how it works in Windows Mobile. Windows Mobile is also the same sort of architecture here across everything. The one confusion there always arises with what is Windows CE and what is Windows Mobile, right? If you take a look at that fancy image over there, which maybe is not the perfect image, but basically what Windows CE is, it's a set of building blocks, a set of OS building blocks. And you take these set of OS building blocks and you put it together specific for a mobility device. That's what is Windows Mobile. Now, Windows CE also runs on other types of devices. It runs on kiosks. When you go to the airport and get your boarding passes, that runs on Windows CE. So Windows CE runs the whole host of devices, right from small embedded devices, kiosks, and ATM machine kind of devices. But we take components from Windows CE. We take Windows CE components, put together some connectivity components. And that is what becomes Windows Mobile. So hopefully that gives you a clearer understanding of what Windows Mobile is. But in other respects, when you're thinking in terms of a developer, this is your OS level, this is your CLR, this is compact framework. Assuming everyone is familiar with .NET framework, how it works regularly on the desktop. So that's pretty much how we've got the same story on Windows Mobile as well. Which is a good thing, because it makes the development life much easier. Because you're again programming with the same abstractions, same concepts as you were doing on the desktop. Right? And we'll see more of that, how you can leverage your skills across this. Before we get into more of the details, just to give you a quick overview of where we are. Right now, where we are is, has anyone heard of Windows Mobile 6.1? Alright, 2 people have heard of this. So this was just released in April. I'm thinking about a month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks back. Windows Mobile 6.1 was released. Windows Mobile 5, when it was released, before this we had Pocket PC and those sort of terminologies were there. Windows Mobile 5 was released and that was very user specific, making it user friendly, that sort of thing, just getting into the user space. Windows Mobile 6 was more focused towards the businesses. So you could access SharePoint from this and you had company search, you had a lot more integration with the machine server. Windows Mobile 6.1 is very exciting. I'll cover another product that has also been released, which is SCNT in 2008. Windows Mobile 6.1, it makes it an enterprise device. Really, 6.1, what it supports is a very cool feature. It's basically a Windows Mobile phone becomes like a laptop. It has an IP address from the domain. I'll explain how that works, but that is Windows Mobile 6.1. There have also been a lot of UI improvements in 6.1, which makes it very cool. In some of the phones, I wish I had those phones out, but what I have is internal builds which I can't really show, so we'll wait for that. And the future release is obviously there's going to be a lot more coolness around it. Okay, so when we talk about Windows mobile devices, there's a lot of terminology. There's a lot of terminology going on around Pocket PC and smartphone devices. Since Windows Mobile 6, it's been standardized. What we call, there are two types of devices. One is the professional device, one is the standard device. Primary distinction, and almost all other distinctions arise because of this primary distinction, which is support of a touchscreen. And this also, it's not only just in terms of end user, as a developer, you either work against the professional SDK, development kit, or you work against the standard development kit. The professional development kit supports the touchscreen interface. So these are the two. Professional, touchscreen, you can do all this. Standard, no touchscreen, you use the keyboard. And there are many scenarios where it's not one is superior to the other, it's just depending upon usage. Like a lot of users don't want to use two hands. But there are a lot of things that you can do only using two hands and having a touchscreen. So there are advantages, disadvantages, and that's a whole different ballgame as to deciding what device you want to go for. Depends on your usage. Okay, so what's new in the SDK? What's happened in the SDK? We had Windows Mobile 5 SDK was also out there, it's been there for a while. So quickly running through, these disks don't stick to you until you see what they actually do, right? So quickly running through is the device emulator that we have in the new SDK. It's much quicker. The cold boot time is very, very fast, and you've got a lot of options added into it. There's a very cool thing called the cellular emulator that's been added. There's fake GPS, security manager. I'll go through all this. So, compact framework, what's been added? That was just the SDK. What's added in compact framework? We've got WCF in compact framework. How WCF works in compact framework? Remember that there's a very intrinsic problem when you're trying to address mobility devices. The basic problem is, how do you address these devices? They don't have a static IP address, they just have a telephone number. So addressability is a big issue. And how WCF on mobile works is it uses Exchange. So you've got your Exchange configured on this, and your email becomes your addressability. So if your phone is configured with Exchange, you can address it via email, and you can push messages using email. Link support is there. Now link support, what we have in compact framework is the language is completely supported. There are some elements that are not supported, which is support for SQL Server Compact Edition. Doesn't work exactly the same way. That sort of support is not there. Windows forms have been completely have been enhanced to a great degree. But I think the biggest one among this is Link. Link support is fantastic. Link language support in compact framework 3.5. Because I've been using this in the past couple of weeks, and it's making life a lot easier. All right. So those were pretty much my theoretical slides. We're going to move into demos now. Alright, so let me know if you can't see something, but basically what I'm using right now is the Visual Studio Team System 2008, and I'm going to run step by step as to how you create your first mobile application, right? And what we're creating right now is a mobile application which is analogous to your Windows Forms application, right? This is basically a Windows Forms application for the mobile device. So I go New, Project, and within projects, I can, again, so trying to tie this back to how you development on the desktop, you have the same options. You can do Visual Basic, you can do Visual C#. I'm doing Visual C#, that's what I'm a little more comfortable with. So you select Smart Device Project. The option over here, what you have is targeting. This is Visual Studio 2008. You can target different framework versions that you want to do. I'm going to choose 3.5. Let's call this, because we're going to do a lot of stuff on this, so we're going to name this generic. Okay. Alright, target platform. Now notice over here, I've got a bunch of choices of what platform I want to target, and this is not something that you will get directly with Visual Studio. You have to go onto the site and download these SDKs. So once you download these SDKs, you start seeing these options. So by default, I think if you download 2008, you're going to get Windows Mobile 6 Professional SDK. You don't get standard SDK. You know what, I may be wrong on that, but basically what I'm trying to say over here is these options are something that you can download. You can go on the MSDN site, download these SDKs, they'll start showing up for you in Visual Studio. So don't be surprised if you go back to your Visual Studio and say, oh, no, I don't have these options. You can download them, they are free distributors. So I'm going to select Windows Mobile 6 Professional SDK, select device application. Again, you know, I'll be harping on this theme again, but if you look over here, this is not so different from what you do when you create a Windows Form application. You select, you know, Windows Form application, console application, class library, same thing. Alright, so this is added. The first thing, right off the bat, what you notice is, it's giving you a different UI, a design tag. It's giving you something that actually looks like a phone, right? So this makes it very easy for you to understand. And let me just run you through a few options as to what you can do from Visual Studio 2008. You have options within here saying device tools, form factors. So my default form factor is Windows Mobile 6 Professional. You know, I can set it to 6 Professional, VGA or whatever device I'm targeting. This is design time option. So that's going to show up over here. So this is where I go and change that. Right? So let's create a very simple form right now. What I'm trying to do is basically get a hello world, right? So let's make it a little more complex hello world where you do a little bit of concatenation, right? This is my first text box, this is my second text box, this is going to be my result text box. I'll make this multi-line, you'll see why, because I'm going to use this data again. So multi-line, again, you know, just setting properties and stuff. I'm going to try and type as little as possible just so that I don't make errors. Here we go. First. And he's probably going to beat me up because I come from the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm going to create terrifically ugly device right now. Okay. Let's just call this first. Then let me do some on-hand coding over here and first text box. Name. So your second text box, and this is your results text box. Right, and what we're trying to say is, let's put in a button for you to do something. We're going to say button 1, let's say concat. Right? And notice one more thing. Now what I've clicked over here is the standard menu options that you get with your Windows Mobile phone. So these are called the soft key options. On any Windows Mobile phone, you have two buttons, this one and this one. On any Windows Mobile phone, you're going to see. These are the left soft key and the right soft key. And it helps to configure some of your common options over here. So you see, it's fairly simple to do this. I'm just going to put in a very common one, which is exit. I will exit out of this. Double click, this got closed. So that's the first thing I do, you know, I figure out a way to exit out my application. You got the first option over here, just so that you know what you're doing. And not very aptly named, but we'll do for now. Okay. So what we're trying to do, what I'm trying to do right now, is that I'm going to enter two values, one in the first text box, second in the second text box, and when I click concat, it should concatenate these values and show it in the results text box, right? Now, to demonstrate another concept, let's add another class, which I will call my string helper class. Although we have, again, no mistake, we have concatenation functions, but to demonstrate a different kind of concept, I'm creating something called a string helper and public name. Left, string right. It returns a string, right? So I'm not putting any of this. So what I'm trying to demonstrate over here is when you start development right now, everyone's talking about HR, they're talking about test-driven development. And you say, so how do I do this? You know, so sometime back there used to be this excuse, oh, I'm doing Windows Mobile development, I'm not doing test-driven development, I'm not writing test cases. It's no more an excuse, it's very simple to create test cases. Let's just look at this, how do you create test cases? I right click, says create unit test cases. It's going to give me this option. And I'm going to say, so what I'm going to say is, just create me test cases only for the string helper class, right? And the option I've created is create a new smart device visual C# project, C# test project. So, okay. There you go. So you have a test project, and what it says is it's actually populated almost all the functions for you. This is how you'd expect it to work on the desktop. This is how it works over here. So let's do a test. Right. So this is how you do your typical test-driven development. What you do is you write your first test case. You write your expectancies for the test case and what is going to work. Then you do a test, even before writing the. So notice what's happening over here. There is something different that's happened here from your regular test. It's brought up this window. This is what we call a Windows Mobile Professional. It's an emulator. It basically emulates your ARM4 processor, and it is a true blue emulator. You cannot even do localhost calls to your PC because this emulator does not understand that your PC exists over there. So this is a full-blown emulator. My test case runs and it says fail. Right? So this is how you do test-driven development. So we say first it fails. I'm going to return. Right? And run this again. Run this right. Let's see my test cases. Can everyone hear me? Is it clear back there? Okay, so this is inconclusive. Why it is inconclusive is basically this statement is stated here. So just one last time, I'm not going to take too much time. Trying to demonstrate a concept, not the whole technology, but one last time. Come on. Pay attention. Alright, so it's passed, right? TDD lifecycle, your test cases have passed, continue ahead. Okay, so I'm going to get back into my form. This is my form that I've done, and the concat button, basically what I'm going to say is the results text box dot text equals new string helper definite first text box or no spellings text comma second text box of text, right? And I think we're ready to go. So let's run this. Again, when I'm running this, notice that there is this option over here. So what we saw earlier was a design time option. What do you want to see when you're developing against Windows Mobile device? What form factor do you want to see? When I'm running this, this is a different option. Now this is what device do I want to target when I execute this project. It's an EXE type project, so I can target whatever device I want. And it's given me the options of, depending upon what SDKs you have installed, you'll have these emulated images on your machine. It's going to give you those options. It also gives me the option of Windows Mobile 6 professional device, which means that if I have this device plugged in over here, tethered, or somehow connected to Bluetooth, it would actually deploy it onto this device and I can run the test directly on this device. For now, since it's difficult to demonstrate that on this sort of forum, I'm going to just use the Windows Mobile emulator. So it's just basically what I'm doing is F5. Run this. Alright, so what it's doing right now in the background is it's built up this EXE and it's deploying it onto the emulator. So I say first, this is still hello world, just bring you back. And that, voila, that works. Alright, so that was your basic hello world application with test cases written for it. Not too difficult, is it? It's almost the same concepts that we've used. Alright, so that was very simplistic. This is a very simplistic scenario. There are things that arise when you're developing for a device. Simple thing is, people can do this to their device. And look what's happened to my form. My basic button has disappeared. That's not such a good UX, is it? Alright, so I'm going to bring this back and I'm going to show you how you can take care of this. So when I put this button over here, why I put this button over here was from a UX perspective. What I thought was, These guys usually work with a stylus or something, so he's going to do clicks over here, and he's going to click the button which is right over here. So let's put the button over there, but when we resize it, this disappeared. So let's get back to what my intent was when I put the button. My intent was it should stay close to the bottom. How do I achieve that intent? We go to this button, and what we have, similar to again on the Windows forms, is we've got docking and anchoring, right? So this one is, excuse me, if you look at this control, it is anchored to the top and to the left. Again, that was not my intent. My intent was to basically keep it close to the bottom. So to achieve that intent, I'm going to remove this, say dock to the bottom, run this again, and hopefully it should be slightly better. Okay, slightly better. Although it's overriding my, because of these controls, it's overriding my text box. But the intent, I achieved what my purpose was, to keep the concatenate button close to the bottom of the edge. So that's docking anchoring. So these are some of the issues. This is what we call orientation awareness. Windows Mobile professional devices can be switched. They support sliding in and out and flipping them around. So that is what your orientation. Now this is your typical portrait orientation, and when they flip it, it becomes a landscape orientation. So whenever you're developing for a Windows Mobile application, please be aware that what you're developing for may be very different from. There are thousands, literally thousands of devices that support Windows Mobile out there. It's not an iPhone where you know that that's exactly how it's going to be. If you look at it from that perspective, iPhone is tied to the hardware. An iPhone is going to, it's not software, hardware different. We're talking about software over here. The hardware, you've got HTC, you've got Samsung, you've got all sorts of manufacturers supporting Windows Mobile. So you have to keep that in mind. Orientation awareness, resolution awareness. There are different kinds of devices. There are devices that are running VGA screens. You got to be aware of that and develop and keep that in mind and develop against that. So orientation awareness is one of the basics we are developing, especially for professionals. Now that is the difference again when we go back to professional and standard devices. Standard devices do not have this flipping bit, most of them. Usually only the professional devices have it. Alright, so that's your basic. Again, I'm just going to go into some of the more interesting aspects as to what you can do with Visual Studio. So I'm going to go into properties for the project. If you notice when I say devices, right, what this gives you an option is deploy the latest version of .NET Compact Framework including service packs. So Visual Studio is helping you out a lot. Your emulator that you ran, so .NET Compact Framework 3.5 does not come in the ROM with any of the Windows Mobile versions. It has to be installed separately onto the device as well. Similar to your regular Compact .NET Framework, it doesn't ship with most of the systems. So you have to deploy that separately. Visual Studio is going to do that for you. It's making your life a lot easier over here. Alright, so that brings us to the end of the first demo, which was Hello World. What we saw here, there's a recap over here, that we saw the Visual Studio IDE, we saw the emulator, we saw automated tests, and we saw some amount of orientation awareness. So the objective of this demo was to demonstrate that it's, it's not so different when you're developing against a Windows Mobile application or you're developing against a desktop application. The same skills, we use Visual C#, that's what you do on the desktop. We use Visual Studio 2008, that's what you do for desktop thing. We used, I didn't show you debugging, but you can put breakpoints and it's going to debug. We use automated test cases, right? So you're getting the thought of the development environment and the technologies when you're developing in this Windows Mobile. Doesn't seem so scary, right? When I first got into it, I was scared, like, how do I develop against the device? I don't have the device, where it's going to be, and how is it all going to work? But with the IDE and the emulators, it's not so difficult. Alright, again, like I said, I'm not too much into slides, so we're just going to go through a lot of demos. The next one is called Taking It, and what we're going to take a look at is basically focus on the cellular emulator and dig in a little deeper onto the device emulator that we have right now. Right? So if you look at this, what we did till now was fine. We brought up a form, we concatenated stuff, we did test cases, but yeah, why would you want to do this on a device, right? You can do all these things on the desktop project. Why would anyone target a device? The device has got some special property. It can receive calls, it can receive SMSs. So let's dig in a little deeper into some functions which are specific to a device now. before we go ahead over there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly bring up, I'm going to run you through the cellular emulator over here. Alright, so this is the cellular emulator, and what it allows you to do is basically emulate some of the functions. Now, notice that this is a Windows mobile phone, and if you've seen a Windows mobile phone, or even if you haven't, there are some concepts which are still common. Right at the top where you see that tower, it's saying cross, it's saying no signal. But obviously, I don't have a SIM card plugged in over here, so how am I going to get a signal? If I don't have a signal, how am I going to test stuff which I'm going to develop obviously against a phone which will have a signal? That's where the cellular emulator comes into play. First thing that you need to do is hook up the cellular emulator to your Windows, to your device emulator. And how you do that is you go into configure and go into peripherals. What I'm doing right now is mapping serial port 0, and cellular emulator is quite helpfully telling me that I'm on COM3. All I need to do over here is say COM3, except that there is one more step. It's connecting to the host, that's fine. And I need to do a soft reset. So, does anyone know what's a soft reset and what's a hard reset?
Hard reset install your entire operating systems once again.
From where?
From the ROM.
Okay, yeah, you're absolutely right. That's a hard reset. You don't really want to do that most of the time. Soft is just, it's like a restart. It does a restart, but all your installed programs and everything is going to remain the same. It's basically just a restart what you do on the desktop. And analogy on the desktop is you do a restart. That's about it. Like you mentioned, the hard reset is the whole OS. It's not. So there's a difference, right? So like on your desktop, the OS you install it on your hard drive and stuff like that. There's not so much on the ROM. Just basic stuff is on the ROM. But for Windows Mobile, the OS itself lives on the ROM. So there is when it comes from the factory, that's why we call it factory settings. When it comes from the factory, the OS is burnt into the ROM. And not so much in India, but in the US, what happens is carriers do modifications to their OS, and that gets burnt into the ROM. So that's why in US you see in these markets, especially North America, the markets, it's more, all these phones don't even go by the manufactured phones. So you'd see some of these phones called AT&T Tilt or whatever, so the carriers over there actually do a lot of branding for the phones, and they customize the OS also, and Microsoft works with the carriers to customize the OS for some specific use. Anyways, we're backed up, and if you've been paying attention, the biggest difference that you see now is I've got 4 bars over there. So fantastic, I'm actually connected now. My emulator is connected. And all I need to do is, I say this phone number and say dial. And there you go, if you could. I was trying to get the volume, but I'm actually getting the ringtone as well over here. So that's quite helpful, right? So we've got this all hooked up. Now let's do a practical demonstration of what we can do with this, right? So I go back to my same form. Just do this. Now you'll have to bear with me because I'm going to do some runtime coding over here. What we're trying to achieve right now is do a very rudimentary SMS interception. So when an SMS comes in, I'm going to try and intercept that SMS and take some specific actions for this. Right? So the first thing that I need to do is I need to add some references over here, and I'm going to hop on this and same way you do it. Grab references. Some references are available for you, and you click add reference. You add it in here. I'm going to do some using. Message interception. So this is the namespace message interception that provides me the classes to do message interception. So I'm going to say message interceptor. Notice that I'm declaring this at a class level because it needs to be there in the background to actually do the interception over here. And I'm just going to go and quickly initialize this interceptor dot message condition equals message condition. I'm going to say comparison value. No, that's not comparison. Let's say property. There you go. Message property. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to compare. So your SMS message. This is what I'm doing it for an SMS message. What it has is it has a body, it has a sender, it has a subject. It's got a message class also, which is not important right now. I'm going to say I'm going to look at that message, look at the message body for this, right? I'm going to say message condition is case sensitive equals false because we're not that detailed right now, and we're going to say is comparison type equals contains. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm just going to look for a word, and that's what I'm going to look for. And comparison values. So what I'm trying to do is intercept some urgent messages. So say this is some screen which we're developing, and we need to know if some urgent. I don't know, think of some situation, but we need to be notified that an SMS comes in right on this screen, right? Interceptor dot interception action equals interception notify and delete, right? So I'm just going to say that, yeah, that's my interceptor action. Notify and delete. There are only two options: notify and delete. So this one's going to just delete the SMS once it's notified, and I'm going to hook up to the one event that it exposes. This is a cool feature of 2008, I think. Just do this, create system. I love programming with this. Saves me so much time on this, right? So the message is received over here, and e.message. What I'm going to do is, first thing is, this is going to be of type SMS message. SMS message, see message equals basket to SMS message. That's great, and then the results text box dot text equals receive message dot body. I'm basically going to show the whole message. So what I'm trying to set up over here is I'm looking for the message body. I don't care about case sensitivity. Looking contains the word urgent. That's what I'm intercepting. But before I run this, let's just see what happens. How you send an SMS. This is over here. This is the regular later. And I click send, and it brings up the SMS over here, right? So now let's run my application app, which is basically listening. Okay. Alright, so hopefully what should happen now is when I send a message that contains the word urgent in it, this form is going to intercept that message and show me that message in that results text box that I have. Let's see if it works. Sending a message, this is the cellular emulator. I need something urgently from you. So this is called urgent. Hopefully, there you go. So it's done that. Right? So this is a very specific phone function that we've seen, and what we've done over here is we worked with some libraries which are very specific to the phone. So you see Microsoft does Windows Mobile, Microsoft does Windows Mobile does Pocket Outlook. If you notice that why this is different, standing over here, why this is different is all the other references that you see are references that you'd see in a regular desktop project as well. But now we've put references to stuff that is specific to a Windows Mobile phone, right? And we've also seen how the cellular emulator can be used for this sort of testing, which makes life a lot easier, doesn't it? Alright, so even before going ahead, there are a few other things which I want to show about cellular emulator. This one like switch to 2G, switch to 3G. You can actually have networks and network connectivity over here. Before going ahead, the device emulator is your friend. When you're developing Windows Mobile, you need to know the more functions of the device emulator you know, the more efficient you will be, and the richer applications you'll be able to develop and test against it. So let's look at some basics on the device emulator. So I've got this device. But what you do with the regular device is you can tether it also, right? So what I can do from here is tools. This is my device emulator manager. I say refresh, it says that this is the device I'm running. What I can say is cradle, and it's trying to connect to my device, right? And it says it's connected, right? What this means is that if you see over here my mobile device, which is my emulator, is now available through my Explorer. It just becomes another drive on this. And this is how it works when you plug in your mobile. Right? So that's one function. So this is how you cradle an emulator. There are a few other things. Now there is this application dummy, right? Now suppose I didn't put that exit application button. How would I get out of this? Typically what you do on your desktop is you go into control or delete, task manager, find the exe, shut it down. How do you do it for this? There are task managers in this, but I don't have anything installed by default. This is again, Visual Studio gives you a lot of support. So go into Visual Studio, so remote tools, what you can see is a remote process viewer, right? And it's giving me an option. Visual Studio is smart, it's actually highlighted the option, the emulator that's actually running already. And it's trying to establish connection over here. Hopefully it should do that. And now it should be developer subject demo. If you look over here, there's a lot of detail that's showing over here. So I can do lots of stuff over here with this, but for now my function is, I've got this thing running, it's running over here, I don't know how to exit. You want to terminate the process, and it comes out of it. Right? So these are all things that every developer needs to know and should know. This is what is going to help you develop in this environment. And again, the thing to remember is that almost anything that you are used to doing in a desktop, there is a parallel of doing it on Windows Mobile. It's just that you need to know the right tools, and most of them are fairly intuitively organized. And you've got these remote tools, same sort of tools under remote tools. You can do this. You can do remote walker and all sorts of stuff over here, right? So that was the cellular emulator. Let's just get back to my slide just real quick and make sure that I haven't missed anything. Right. So we saw cellular emulator, we saw message interception, we saw BS remote tools. Fine. So what we've done right now is we've basically gone through our build cycle. We've done the UI, we've done testing, we've done some specific message interception, we've done debug. We haven't done debugging. I can do debugging. It's the same concept. Let's just do it over here, just to show that it works, and I'm not talking about it. We've done debugging. So before I proceed, what I'm going to proceed ahead with next is actually deployment of these applications. We have 20 more minutes, which is cool. I can run through my demos in another 5-10 minutes. So give me a thought. Is there anything else you want to know? Anything specific around the build cycle? How do I do certain activities or something else? Next, I'll be moving into deploying, which is different. Which is slightly different from how we do it. So let's just see, right? So what we're trying to see right now is, send this message again. There you go, debug, and exactly the same. You can look into this. You can do whatever you want. It's got almost full support for debugging, step-throughs, look into and stuff like that. Everything is there. It doesn't change just because you're going to Windows Mobile. You're working against compact window. So it gets. All right, and I'm going to bring this to a stop right now, and just go back over here. So that's what we saw. We saw message interception. We saw some remote tools. And since we've got some time. Other things that we need to take a look at this. Okay, let's take a look at this other tool, which is which I'll actually open up a whole different area of conversation by getting into the screen. Bear with me a second. So security configuration manager. Device connected. There we go. So what happens on a device? Again, we ran through the parallels of a Windows Mobile operating system and stuff. There are a few other things which are also the same. You should be surprised with. There is a registry which works almost exactly the same way. You've got hives and you've got the local machine and stuff like that. Except that doesn't have so much support for different users, because there's no concept of a logged in user on the Windows Mobile. You just unlock the phone with a 4-digit PIN code or however it's set up, and that's it. You don't actually type in your network credentials to log into the Windows. But what it also has is the whole certificate infrastructure. And this tool, the Security Configuration Manager, allows you to take a look into what are the certificates involved over here. And there are some specific configurations which you have on the mobile, right? So you've got one tier mobile to market. It basically means that it's going to allow you to run only applications which are signed by mobile to market certificates. One tier prompt, security of, two tier. These are slightly involved topics. I won't go to it. Just trying to keep this session constrained to some of the basics. We can cover those. But basically, what this thing is going to help you do is configure a device for a certain security setting, security configuration, and allows you to do it very simply and very painlessly. Just from here, you select, this is what I want, and it's going to tell you what this does, what it's going to put in what certificates, and you say provision, and that's it, it's going to do it. I'm not going to do this right now because it's probably going to give some freaky behavior when we're doing development at least. Alright, so going ahead. Okay, everything's done. Now you've done this deployment, right? And all we saw right now was you do F5 and it's going on a device, all is fine, hunky-dory. What next? How do you get this application to your users? You've made an application, how do you get it? In a typical desktop world, what you do is create an MSI, right? Similar thing. What you do is, go here, what I'm going to say is, add new project. And this one's going to be of type, other project types. It's a setup and deployment project, and it's a very specific smart device cap project, right? You've got cap project, but that's not the one. There's a smart device cap project. So we say this is Dev Summit package. Alright. And it's part of this new project. And what you can do here, what it's showing you is file system on the target machine. This is similar to what you see on the device when you do it on the desktop also. So it's giving you this, right? So there's an application folder. Again, on Windows Mobile, let's just take a look at File Explorer. Okay, just to give you an understanding, maybe if you haven't seen this, you probably may have seen this before, maybe you haven't seen this before. So, you see, there's no words. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Right, so you see some of the more the common folders that you see on the desktop. You've got My Documents, Documents and Settings, Program Files, and they function pretty much the same way. So all the new stuff is going to go on the Program Files, and that's stuff like that's going to happen. Let's see what you can do with this packaging. First thing what you see is, you say is add. What I'm trying to add is my project output. I've got developer suffix. I'm going to say yes, project primary output. Maybe even content files, some localized resources. That's fine. And what it does is, that's this for you. And what I do is basically, in fact, before doing a rebuild, let's add some other stuff, right? So we go into file systems. This is called application folder. What I can do is add a special folder, say start with, right? And from here, what I'm doing is create a shortcut, taking it, put it in the start menu folder. So hopefully when this gets deployed, it's actually going to create a shortcut for me in here. Also a few other things that I can do is, new registry. So there you go. It's got the same thing, same registry. I can say new key, dev demo install, dev demo, and create string value, is that install, you can just say, the value you can say over there is yes. Simple. This is a registry entry. So what's going to happen is when I deploy this, if this key exists, it's going to override it. If it does not exist, it's going to create the key. So helps you do a lot of stuff over there. And let me just do a rebuild of this. Right, it succeeded. So where do I find this? Where is this? I'm just going to go here and say open containing folder. Let me get closer to there. So this is your packaging. Debug. Alright, here we go. So what it's created for you? It's created a .cap file and it's created a .inf file. So the .inf file is also fairly, the .cap file is the actual installable. This is what you want to distribute to your customers. You do this and you can do, this is what you sign on. This is what you do signing on also. And you deploy this to your thing. It contains all the information. So it contains your project output, it contains all the extra information that you said. Create a registry entry for me, create shortcuts and stuff like this, right? What it uses in the background, again guys, it's a developer summit, right? So I'm going to get into the details. So if you see over here, what it's done is it's basically called capviz. This capwizard.exe, and it's given what it wants to package over here. and it's given this INF file which is created for you by Visual Studio. But you're most welcome, and in some cases it's even helpful to go and hand code this yourself, especially in automated build scenarios. This is what you want to do. You want to hand code your INF file because you want to have stricter control over what is getting deployed and what is not getting deployed. Look over here, it's fairly understandable. It just lists the files, where to copy them, what is the instruction. So this is a file that is amenable to hand edit. So don't be afraid of editing this file, except that don't know that it's integrated in a Visual Studio project. The Visual Studio is going to override this for you. Right, so there you go, it's done this. Yeah. So I can go deploy this. What I can say is, so there's another function of an emulator. Trying to tie these things together. What it says is that if I want to explore, right, I want to copy some files from my file system. There are many options. One is what is of creating. So emulator becomes basically another drive on your system, on your Explorer. Maybe I don't want to do creating. Maybe I don't want to do creating. Maybe it's cumbersome. Maybe there is another device created over here. I just want my emulator to be able to access some of my system drive. It seems like a fair requirement. What you do is you go configure and you say shared folder. This is my shared folder, right? I'm going to just change this to. There you go. That's my shared folder. Now this shared folder is going to show up as my storage card, which makes it way cool because now what it's also, if you think deeper, right, this is something I made it useful for myself to get the cab to, but it also allows you to do is actually test this functionality of a storage card. You can actually link up in your emulator, you can give some drive as your storage card and have some limit on that one and do functions against this. Right? So there we go, there's my cab file. Again, this is what is on a Windows mobile device. There are a few terminology differences which if you get a hang of them, will just help you appreciate some more when you try and go and explore it more. So what we call this is a tap. You don't have a click. You don't have a click on Windows Mobile specifically. You've got a tap. You've got a long tap. You've got a hold. You tap and hold basically is what it's called. There's no double click because it doesn't detect double clicks. What you do is you tap and you hold it and the context menu comes up. Again, I'm sort of successfully installed. Now, we'll come up with my start menu. We can come up with the start menu. I'm not going to do about that. Well, it's gone somewhere. We decided to really let's bring it back here. So now let's I think we do this again. Actually, before I even go into this is one option, right? So this is one option that you're looking, which you basically saw that this becomes a shared drive and you get this and you install it. The other option is you install it onto you install it into an SD card and you go and distribute it to users, or call the users over and tell them to plug in their phones, and then your IT staff will do this. Well and fine, but it doesn't scale really well. I mean, it's not a nice thing to tell like 400 or 500 enterprise users that you gotta come to the office or the branch office on a certain day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, between this time to this time to do this application update. That's not a nice user experience, and that's not something the IT department is also going to like of any company when you put in stuff like that. There are better ways of doing this sort of packaging. So let's just take a look at how we can do this, right? So now I'm going to try and bring in a lot of stuff together. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just post this on my default website. Let's go this. I'm just going to I'm pasting this over here. Then submit the packaging. There's a lot of let me just make it simpler for me to type. Okay, let's submit the tab, right? And so what would you typically do? What you typically do is that let's just make sure this tab is available. The first thing. So I'm just going to try localhost and say test.tab. Okay, so that's where it's coming up. Oh, I'm gonna have to talk to this. But anyways, we're gonna see if that works. Right? So there's submit.cat that's coming up. I hosted this over here, and how you want to actually deploy this is, let's take this scenario. There's this device out in the field, right? And you want to deploy a new application to it. What will you want to do? Step one: host this cap in a publicly accessible folder. Most of these enterprise phones will have GPRS access, one way or the other, or they can tether to their laptops and through that get access to the internet. Host it over there. And second step is what we're going to try, and this is probably not going to work very well. And what we're going to do is, it's not that right. Okay. I just need to configure this for peripherals. Do a soft reset. So what I'm trying to do here, is what would be a real-life scenario as well. What I'm trying to do is send an SMS with the link of this scan. So hopefully when the user receives this SMS, all he has to do is one step, click on this, and maybe it's hosted on a site which needs some credentials. That's fine. Pocket ID will allow you to enter these credentials. I may not actually be able to show this to you perfectly, but let's try. Okay, this is come up over here. One other thing I need to do is hook up this device. I need to create it so that it gets this. The reason why I may not be able to do this is because to detect Abhinav LPTP, which is the name of my laptop, it requires a network connection, and I don't have a loopback adapter installed, and I don't see any network connection over here. It's still late, but we're going to try this. So this is your message. No, it's not going to get connected. It doesn't matter. But in an ideal scenario, that's how it would have worked. Basically, I would have clicked on that link, and it would ask me, do you want to download this cache? Downloads it to the device, click install, and boom, it's done. That will work. That's what happened. Alright, so that was, I didn't even go to the slide, sorry. That was D for deploy. And what we saw was, just doing a quick recap, what we saw was how do you deploy? You create a new project, which is a specific type of project that Visual Studio provides you, smart device cat project. This is where you can configure a whole host of options. You can configure the registry entry, configure shortcuts. And then we saw this scenario deploying. This is more of this is not something to do with technology. This is more of trying to say that this is what's going to please your customers. If you have this is more of an architecture decision that this is how you're going to deploy your application. Don't make them come into it here, because the whole point of mobility is that they should be mobile, right? You don't want to get them in. Okay, before going ahead, just want to do a quick recap. So what we've done right now is done a full life cycle of application development, just using the same tools that we all used to. We went through the test-driven development. We debugged it. We did some specific Windows Mobile SMS interception. We packaged this, and that was the deployment option, which unfortunately I wasn't able to show you because I don't have a network. Most people at this point they ask me, what about data? You've done all this, which is well and good, but what about data? Hardly any applications you're going to run right now, they'll require some amount of data. At least any enterprise applications will need to have access to data. So what, I've got maybe 2 minutes. I'm just going to run through this very quickly. What you have is SQL Server's Compact Edition 3.5, which is, in my opinion, it's very cool because it's got a lot of functionality. It's a tiny install. It's in your 300 KB or so, it's like 1.2 MB, something like that. In the range of a 1 MB install that goes on there. It's completely file-based. And the thing is, remember, it's called Compact Edition for a reason. There's been a lot of nomenclature changes on this over the past couple of years. Why it's called Compact Edition is because this is actually used in many products you'll be surprised to hear of. Like Groove uses this internally. Visual Studio uses this internally. So it's used all over the place. And it's not only for mobile, it is for desktop as well. A lot of desktop applications to do local caching, they use this because it's a, it supports everything. It doesn't support stored procedures and stuff like that, but it supports your basic querying and all those functions that you can access it through Management Studio. and it's very compatible with SQL Server, the server version. It's a tiny install, supports 4 gigs of data, runs blazingly fast. It's brilliant. So you put a database over here. You want to put a database on your device, but how do you get data to your device? So whenever you're developing an application for a Windows Mobile, when you're doing a Windows Mobile application, let's even say not even Windows Mobile, anything on a mobile device, these applications almost inevitably will be occasionally connected systems, meaning that they will have network connectivity, but not all the time, unless it's in a very specific warehouse environment where they've got Wi-Fi all the time, in which case it's fine. But most of the time, when you're targeting things with GPRS and stuff, you are going to lose connectivity, right? The best way to develop for applications like this is have a local database and do synchronization. Abstract this whole synchronization and this whole bit of being occasionally connected from your application. Don't let your application be aware of this. So all the application sees is, okay, I'm going to access this local database, and on the background, you synchronize these databases. We have 3 technologies. We still have RDA, which is remote data access, but no one uses that anymore because it really doesn't support the concept of an occasionally connected system. So that leaves you with 2 other technologies. Merged application. I mean, how many of you have heard of merged application? Forget mobility. You heard of merged application in SQL Server? No? Surprising. So merged applications being around, it's actually being used to replicate 2 SQL servers all over the place. Like a lot of these server farms environments, they use merged application to completely replicate servers and do a backup and that sort of thing. And this is not supported. Merged application is supported on SQL Server Compact Edition also. So you can set up your local SQL Server Compact Edition, host, do publications on the server side, and this will become a subscriber, and it will keep syncing itself up. It will sync up schemas, data, everything. It's going to sync up everything over there, which is good if you don't want any control. You just want to leave it like, I just want this whole database to be available on mobile. That's it, done. It's fantastic for that. There's schema also. But in many cases, like in some stuff which I'm working on right now, that doesn't serve the need. You need to be able to customize. You need to. On these sort of systems, there is also another thing which you always have to pay attention to is bandwidth. How much data you're getting here, and which is why you want to get into deeper details and customize how much data you're getting and reduce the bandwidth and stuff like that. And that is where Sync Services comes in. Sync Services basically gives you a framework, and it gives you a client provider for SQL Server CE, but it is completely database agnostic on the server side. So you can hook it up to Oracle for all that. Merged application, you have to have SQL Server, both sides. You have to have SQL Server. There's no way around it. That's how it works. Sync Services, though, on the server side, what you can do is you can expose it. You can expose the Oracle databases. You can expose a file system. It doesn't matter. You can expose RSS publications. All you're trying to do is synchronize one data source to the other data source. That's all you're trying to do. So this is a cool new technology. It's it's in the beta right now. We're working with this, but it's going to be the next big thing. It's going to be the next big thing as to how you do synchronization, because it is very flexible and it's very developer friendly. It allows you to do a lot of stuff. I'm going to skip this. Or actually, I can talk about it since no one's telling me about time. Alright. So what we talked about till now was Windows Mobile, which is your client side. Recently, Microsoft actually introduced a server-side product, which is SCMDM 2008. What this is Security Center Mobile Device Management. And this is what I was talking about, Windows Mobile 6.1. What it allows you to do is, when you have this, what you basically do is, you're given an enrollment portal. You enroll into that portal, and this device basically becomes like a laptop. It can be IT staff can manage it. They can put security policies around it, and you can access internal resources. It basically creates a VPN tunnel and both this, which is very good. And kudos to the team, because it's not that easy on a mobile device. Alright, so that's pretty much the end of my session. I'm going to guide you through some resources. Not too many. I'm just going to point you to the basic starting points, which is fantastic. msda.microsoft.com, mobility, blogs, training, library, it's got everything. It's got all the content. It's best starting point to do this. Second, as developers, right? And this is something I was involved in, so you can feel free to ping me on this. What we've done is a bunch of us people in services, we've gone ahead and put together a massive, this is got like more than 20,000 lines of source code. And more than 10, I don't know how many, we've got lots of documentation. And what it demonstrates is we've demonstrated almost every new concept in Compact Framework 3.5, synchronization services in there, so everything that's happening latest in Windows Mobile, that is done. And it is a fully packaged solution. It is actually a business scenario. It's an LOB activator, but it's not just samples, it's not just random samples put together. It is one massive solution with around 15 projects in it, and it meets the business scenario of a factory that does hardware, it manufactures hardware equipment and distributes them. So that whole scenario is taken care of here. And it's got some very cool stuff which don't come out of the box, but we've tried to make it reusable as libraries, which is localization. Localization is supported to some extent, but not the whole shebang that you have in on desktop. It's not supported, but we've written a library and we've shown how to do that on devices. So this project is great. Just download it. Keep it on your desktop and refer to it whenever you need some responses. It's got link as well, right? So you've got everything there. Again, my name is Abhinav Gujjar. You can reach me at agujjar@microsoft.com. That's my blog up there. If you go there right now, there'll be a lot of talk around sync services, which I'm working heavily into, and feel free to contact me. I think there are a few people we are working on some projects which, in terms of sync services, at least is pretty definitive, and we're working very closely with the product team as well. So anything you need to know on that aspect, you can feel free to contact me. Questions?
You said something about the exchange ID.
WCF, right? Yeah, so I think get into this more. So WCF for messaging, what happens is that, although messaging, what it works is, you want to do two-way messaging. What you want to do is, the scenario is this, right? So you want to contact this client. How do you contact this client? Look at this, you've got a mobile. All it has is a mobile number. That's it. I can send you an SMS. But an SMS is not a transport to use when you're trying to do an application. SMS is unreliable. SMS is not guaranteed. But when you have, like my phone, what I have is what we call is active sync for exchange. So what this does is I've got a direct push over here. So I get mails instantaneously, which is the direct push algorithm that Outlook implements. You get mails instantaneously.
3.5 support facilities.
Xscale.
Yeah, I have an Intel Xscale processor for my smart device.
Okay.
It supports changing the cycle of that processor.
Right.
Let's say 300 to 500 megahertz.
Right.
So that JS application is using Microsoft MapPoint.
Right.
Now that's using that is very resource hungry application.
Right.
So can I scale that thing without using any third party application using?
So what platform is this running on?
It's running on the Mobile 6 Professional.
Windows Mobile 6 Professional, and you're facing performance issues.
Yeah.
Maybe I can touch base with you on this because this is, I can't give a very, offhand answer on this. There's no one way of solving performance problems.
Okay.
So we can definitely sync up on this. And I can get you in touch with the right people also.
One question regarding web applications.
Right.
People have already developing applications using SDK Ajax and Silverlight. And how easy it is to make sure it works on mobile devices.
Right, so Silverlight, it's still under development and it's still under beta, so I am as a Microsoft employee, I'm not allowed to comment on that, on Silverlight, what's happening for devices right now, still under this thing. You can go check all the publicly available material on what's happening. So I'm sorry, I wish I could answer that question, but these are some of the things we can't since it's still under development. On the Ajax thing is that, yeah, I agree. On the ASP.NET Ajax, there's been a bit of confusion in terms of how we are positioning this. And going ahead, what's going to happen is, I think what's going to happen is we're going to look at a more highly scalable. So what happened was in Visual Studio 2005, you had these toolkits, you had these controls, mobile controls, which have now been taken off from Visual Studio 2008. Because the direction the team is thinking is that you shouldn't have special controls. What you want to do is create a regular ASP.NET page, put in your same controls, just make it a smaller page, and keep in mind that it's going to be targeting to a device. So what you can do is that so these devices, when it sends a request, Pocket I is going to identify itself, saying that I'm Pocket I. So what your site should do is, depending upon if it's pocket IE, and it figures out it's a mobile device that cannot support a full-fledged screen. Some of the mobile browsers can, but some can't. It should redirect it to a page which has a smaller and a much more scaled down version of your page. Does that?
Ajax features does support, they support it?
Yes, they do get supported. They do get supported. There's a subset. There are limitations over here. I don't know exactly what are the limitations, but Ajax is supported.
So Ajax, the API is supposed to be cached down the browser, right? So does
Right.
that happen in mobile?
Yes, it does. So mobile also, what it has is it has pocket IE. Pocket IE obviously has some limitations as compared to your regular IE, but it is pocket IE over there. So this is more of a function of the browser, what it supports over here. But it does support. I know that it does support Ajax, and but there are limitations around that. It doesn't support the whole controls and everything. It doesn't support everything. So you have to. It's something you have to. It's not a direct code. You won't be able to directly code your application. Say it's going to work on the pocket IE.
And does the Windows services get supported on formatted services or?
So you don't run things as services. If you want to run things as services, you can run an exe, and that runs in the background. But the whole concept of Windows service is not so. You don't add things to a Windows service. You can create a scheduler, and you can it's an exe which runs, and it does the scheduling for you. But there's nothing like you go and click and say schedule this task for me like that. That's not supposed to. Dynamic loading of SMS. Oh yeah, of course it does that. So it's the same.
I know question basic page.
Sure, right.
Is it like using email ID,
Right.
account address?
Right.
Suppose I want to give the exchange into a. So how you are going to apply efficacy for a WCF server?
Right. That's
So how you are going to identify this?
okay. So the question is that you're saying that your exchange client for the same email address is configured on two devices. How that's going to work? Right. So that's a very valid and very interesting point, and we've tested out for these scenarios. What happens in this case is that how these messaging works. Now this is something more like ActiveSync how it works. So ActiveSync sends out a message. It says get me the new mails. Gets the new mails and it says mark read. Done. So the next device when it sends asks the server, is there any new mail for me? If this guy's actually marked it, done. Then this guy's going to say there are no new messages for you. So it's not going to get it. But in case when there's a synchronization lag and both these guys get the messages, both these devices will get it. Both these devices will consume the message.
Why don't we think about the device ID that's already
Device ID?
Yeah.
Yes, so the thing is, again, when you're writing an application, right, device ID is good and bad. Now, remember, are you trying to target a user? Again, are you trying to target a user or are you trying to target a device? Look at it this way. When you say a client, right, when you look at a typical browser client, you don't consider that he's working on this particular machine. You care that this client logged in, user ID this. You want to send a message to him. So what?
We can take it as a combination, right?
You could, but then users can move across devices. They're not constrained. I'm using this device today, I could be using a different device tomorrow. And I don't want my application to care about that. So there are advantages, there are disadvantages, and depends on what you want to target. And all these things, right, so you can customize it. Now what it's providing you is addressability. You can obviously send in a message saying that, only if it's this device ID and this is something you pre-configure, then do this. That's up to you, that's programmable. You can program it to do stuff like that. But addressing will always be by messages because device ID is not something you can address. Something you can use for identification, but you cannot use that as an address to send out a message. Yeah?
You mentioned that as compared to iPhone, Windows platform is run by thousands of devices with different configuration capabilities. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Sorry.
What steps will you take at Microsoft to increase the say value of developing the application so that the increase you can target more devices as compared to you develop target a single device at a time?
Oh, very good. That's a good question, and this all comes back to how the architecture is. So I'm writing for compact framework. Again, when you write a desktop application you're targeting a version of .NET framework. And now the framework CLI runtime is going to take care of interacting with the base OS version and everything.
C size and everything it takes care.
It takes care of everything. So if it's running so if it's running 3.5, it's running compact framework 3.5, which can be run by Windows Mobile 5 also. It doesn't care. It doesn't care. I mean 3.5 I don't think it can be, but 2.0 and all that can be run by any version. So that's why it makes it very cool. You don't have to care what you're writing. It's only once you get into unmanaged code, you're writing unmanaged code, which is C++ and stuff, which is obvious, again the same paradigm. So as a developer, I mean, the key thing over here is as a developer, you don't have to think too differently when you're developing for Windows Mobile. It's the same concept, it's the same, the Windows Mobile team has done a fantastic, actually the Compact Framework team has, it's got 30% of the code of the regular .NET framework in 10% of the space. So they've done a fantastic job of this. And you saw me, I didn't do anything. You saw me coding live. I haven't done this before. I've just started coding right in front of you using all Visual Studio features, IntelliSense and everything. And we came up with the Windows Mobile application with what, less than 5 minutes? 10 minutes? We did automated testing also on this. And you'd be hard pressed to find another platform where you can do that. You'd be hard pressed to really, with this sort of integration and the development environment, I don't think anything else supports it. It doesn't make it this easy. I mean, there's so much, even when you go into adding once you start doing link and stuff in this, you can add a database, you can add link queries, you can add, it's got actually the entity framework, so you can generate your DBML files and you generate all the entity classes for you. So this platform is getting much and more advanced as you go ahead. And so what it leads you to do is just focus on some of these things which are just specific to, so what you have to do when you're getting to Windows Mobile development, you don't have to focus about basics which you already know and should work the same way. Text boxes should work the same way. Events should be raised the same way, and that's all done in the same way. So what it leaves you free to do is actually focus on designing applications, and so that you take, so that you harness the power that you have in running an application on a mobile device, which makes it so much cooler. So the things to focus on now, and these are the basics, and once you do it, everyone's done all this before. It's not a big deal. Things to focus on when you go ahead is stuff like sync services, merge replication, which are specific to this scenario of occasionally connected systems. And which is where we're seeing a lot of, where we're seeing a lot of development, and it's becoming so much easier, and you can do so much more than what you could do even about a year ago. I find it a full-time job just keeping up with the stuff that the product teams are coming up with.
Gujjar, one more question.
Sure.
Can you communicate to SQL Server, which is known as the ACE outside?
Yes, you can. That is what is called a remote RDA. But I'd advise you not to, because that's not a sustainable scenario for a Windows Mobile device. Because remember that you want it to be available over different types of connections like GPRS or whatever, right? And these will not guarantee this. My suggestion on a device, on a design perspective, is have a local database. It doesn't cost you anything, and you abstract the synchronization to a different to these frameworks, which will evolve over time.
You can call a web service.
Oh yeah. So web service is very simple. Let's do this. So I think I actually have some web services running over here. So I can say add web reference. This location. And basically what this is doing is the background. There you go. So you can say okay, go close. Again, I haven't prepared for all this, so luckily this was there on my machine. So I say add reference, and it does that for me. It stubs it out, creates a client proxy, you see it coming up in a second. It does that. Yeah, there you go. My service is there. Let's just look at the file over here. There you go. It's created all the reference.cs and everything. Created the entire client proxy for you. It does it for WCF also, except that Visual Studio doesn't have that support. You have to use .NET CF service util to do that, which again runs like a regular service util. So you just have to do a command line. You can actually put it as a event in your one of your projects to generate that more often you do it. So that's this, and then it's got support for link and stuff, which if you had more time I could have shown you, but I was trying to keep this focused to giving a very general overall introduction to how to do Windows Mobile development, Active 3.5.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Sure.
You have talked about synchronization.
Right.
Synchronization with SQL Server database.
Right.
Can we do the same synchronization with another database like Oracle?
Sure. That is when I spoke about. So like I said, merge application and sync services there. When you use sync services, it becomes database agnostic. So in sync services, what it does is it gives you a client provider, which will do all the synchronization on the client side. You don't have to worry about that. And on the server side, it gives you you just have to implement a server provider, and you can point this to whatever server you want. You can point it to Oracle. You can actually point it to a file system. You can point it to